So we're going to do something here where we're going to talk about the 3 Thanksgiving games. I'm going to throw us on a timer here. I think if I've done this correctly, we'll have a Thanksgiving-themed timer that will go off at the conclusion of about 2 minutes. So we'll keep us going fast, keep us running through this, and then we'll figure it out from there. Okay, are you ready to dive into the Thanksgiving slate in the NFL? All right, I am hitting the timer. We are starting. We are off. Starting with.
Is this going to do automatically, or do you have to trigger that? All right,
I'm going to restart it now.
I didn't know if it was like you had set this contraption up so that it'll automatically gobble, or if this is.
It'll hopefully. It's on my phone, so we'll see. I was literally Googling, and I ducked into a conference room. If somebody comes in right now, it's like. So anyway, are you ready?
Yeah. No, I'm good.
All right, Thursday afternoon, we have the Chicago Bears going to Detroit to take on the Lions. The Lions are 10.5-point favorites at home. 48.5 is the total. This, by the way, according to Action Network, the biggest favorite the Lions have been on Thanksgiving since 1968, yet they have not won on Thanksgiving since 2016. Last year, you might recall, they were touchdown favorites and got absolutely rolled by the Packers. Do you see them reversing that trend? Do you have any leans here in this game?
I'm leaning towards Chicago and taking the points. And I know it's maybe a fool's errand to step in front of this Detroit train right now, but I'm buying a little bit of the Chicago offense, what we've seen over the last few weeks since the offensive coordinator change. Caleb Williams, he's getting the ball out, which I think is, mitigates some of the struggles he's had against the blitz, using his legs a little bit more, spreading the ball around. And, you have all of these playmakers, and they're finally getting the requisite amount of targets and receptions per game. So I like where they're heading offensively in the divisional game. Short week, I'll take the points.
I am leaning to the Lions.
I'm trying to be quick with that.
Yeah, I know.
I just keep waiting for the gobble.
Yeah, the Lions, it's 10.5 is a lot, and there's not a whole lot of reason to believe on Thanksgiving necessarily that they can cover that number. It does kind of feel like a little bit of a throw out the record books type of deal. For me, I look at the Bears, like it feels like they're kind of eating out on the reputation for their defense that they had earlier in the season, but it's been pretty bad over the last handful of weeks. Since week 8, or since their bye week, they're 20th in EPA, despite being 8th for the entire season. Their run defense has been pretty bad, giving up 100 yards plus routinely. Here comes a two-headed run attack with Gibbs and Montgomery. I think that opens up the field a lot for Jared Goff. I think some long, sustained drives here. The Lions find a way to cover, and I think it probably goes under.
Oh.
So there we go.
I don't know if anybody can hear that. I can hear it.
I hope so. We'll have to
but
check.
I like the over. I like the over, to your point. Because I'm with you on the Bears defense struggling.
I got the under, though. Because I think it's going to be long drives. I just don't think the Bears are going to. I know that probably came off as weird. So, all right, let's go.
So there we go. You Detroit in the under, Chicago in the over.
Bingo,
all right,
bango.
Let's move on.
Game number 2 on Thanksgiving. This is a terrible game. In the afternoon, late afternoon game. Bowl. NFC East battle between the New York Giants and the Dallas Cowboys. Dallas obviously hosting, as they always do, as 3.5-point favorites here. The total set at 37.5. The most likely quarterback matchup here is Cooper Rush versus Tommy DeVito. That being said, both of them are banged up. Rush has a bum knee. Tommy DeVito is added and is questionable with a forearm issue. Not like that's going to matter. This is going to feel like a preseason game. I have no real desire to watch this outside of the fact that it's a football game on Thanksgiving. How are you handicapping this one?
Well, I would feel better if Tommy DeVito doesn't play. I think going to Drew Lock is
agree.
At least you're raising the upside. I feel like
they're trying to tank though. Quite clearly.
Yeah, it's pretty clear. But that being said, I'm leaning towards taking the points again. I'm going to take the Giants. I think they'll be able to do enough running the ball against Dallas's rush defense. Really, since Tyrone Tracy has taken over and been more involved in that backfield, the Giants at 3rd in rush success rate since then. Dallas in that same stretch, 30th in rush success rate, dead last in rush EPA for the season. So I think it's an opportunity for the Giants to run the ball. And if there's one other thing the Giants do kind of well, it's they rush the passer. And clearly Dallas has some problems with their offensive line banged up. So I'll take the points, which should be at a premium in this game. But also if this total gets under that 37, I'd really like the over. But I think I lean the over either way.
Interesting. Yeah, so the Giants have one really big thing going against them is that they're absolutely terrible. That being said, there's a lot going against the Cowboys as well. You kind of hit on it, but you just look at their injury report from earlier this week. Trevon Diggs, Jake Ferguson, Zach Martin are all DNPs on Tuesday. CeeDee Lamb is also banged up. Their offensive line is in shambles. Really, the offensive line is, speaking of like reputational things, hasn't really been
Stinks
good
anyways.
in a handful of years. So that's going to be a problem. As you mentioned, the pass rush of the Giants is pretty good. I think these teams are pretty close. 2.5 feels... Whoa!
Oh.
Gobble, gobble, gobble. Like I was
You
saying,
turn up that volume.
2.5 feels a little bit too little. Or, no. 2.5 feels like it would be the number based. I would put this like a pick if it was neutral. So I'll take that extra point with the 3.5. I'll take the under 37.5, and I am definitely going to be taking a nap at some point during this game. So.
Big nap game.
One thing that you must consider as you get ready to, spend your Thanksgiving weekend with friends, family, you're gallivanting about, make sure you listen and download our podcast, The Spread. You can find it pretty much wherever you get your podcasts. Most notably, go get it at Spotify. Download all of the Nesson vodcast/podcasts over there. Or another idea, Friday afternoon, Friday morning, Saturday, whenever you got some family over, some friends over after the Thanksgiving, you're huddled around the TV. It's Christmas movie season. No. Throw this thing up on YouTube, throw it up on Twitch, throw it up on the Nesson Facebook page, and watch us break down the best of the NFL in Week 13.